Trump immunity, Supreme Court ruling.
The former president himself on his Truth Social platform. I'm going to read you his full post. It is short. It appears to be a reaction, obviously, to this decision that is out today. He says, "Big win for our Constitution and democracy. Proud to be an American." That's it. Those two sentences. Obviously, this question of whether it is, in fact, a big win for him is one that we are continuing to sift through. It is clearly at least a partial victory, simply based on, as it sounds like, the timing of this issue here. And what's interesting here is what the former president is talking about gets at what we're seeing in this decision itself, the back and forth from some of the justices. For example, the liberals who dissented here, one of them, Justice Sotomayor, says that this decision makes a mockery of the principle foundational to our Constitution and our system of government, that no man is above the law. And you are seeing in some of the liberal dissent this suggestion that the majority gave Donald Trump everything he wanted here. Now, obviously, the Chief Justice is pushing back on that, saying that that is not the case, that the assertion that the former president's team made went far beyond what the court ended up giving him. But the bottom line is this: the former president is interpreting this as a victory. As for your question on how this impacts the race and the central argument that the president has been making, President Biden against former President Trump, you're exactly correct that this is part and parcel of the character case, of the fitness case that the Biden team has been making here. You have heard some real criticism from top Democrats about the fact that they believe the Supreme Court took this case up, took as long as it did to get through it, waited until the very last day to come out and put this decision forward when there has been a sense of urgency, they believe, on this. And you have seen this consistently ever since, March, when this first came up here. This frustration with the way that the court has decided here. You're seeing it in some of the liberal dissent. You're seeing it from those previous conversations and those previous statements from Democrats, fits into where the Biden camp has been on this all along. They have, remember, January 6th, they have tried to press this case. The topic of January 6th was one of just a few ads that the Biden camp put forward during that obviously highly watched debate on Thursday night, trying to make the case that because of what Donald Trump did in and around the 2020 election, in and around the insurrection on the Capitol, makes him disqualified to serve in office. The former president has downplayed this. In that same debate, he essentially talked about the world being respected on January 6th. He has defended some of the people who were arrested for going into the Capitol that day, Craig. I can tell you this decision means that argument, this discussion of January 6th, it goes nowhere in this political campaign moving forward. Keeping in mind, of course, that voters have consistently said it is not necessarily what happened around the election fraud lies that is motivating their vote. It is much more those kitchen table issues like the economy, inflation, and immigration, Craig.
All right, pause. Smash that like button, leave them comments down below. Let me know what you thought about that, right? Now, I'm gonna put the definition of what immunity is, because I understand everyone don't know what it is, so let's take it down to elementary school level, or you smarter than a third grader, right? This is what immunity is. Immunity means, I'm gonna put it on the screen now. Boom. Let's read along. It has two definitions. The definition that applies that we need to talk about is referring to law. But let's read the first definition. The first definition states this. It states that immunity, plural, immunities, the state or quality of being resistant to a particular infection, disease, or pathogen. Immunity to thyroids seems to have increased spontaneously. Now, this is the definition that we need to pay attention to, definition number 2. And it states this: protection or exemption, keyword exemption, right? From something, especially an obligation and or a penalty. The rebels were given immunity from prosecution, law. Officially granted exceptions from legal proceedings or liability. Lack of susceptibility, especially to something unwelcomed or harmful. Products must have an adequate level of immunity to interference. So Trump has been granted immunity. What does this mean? It means all those criminal allegations that people have been trying to throw upon his name, all the defamation of character acts, all of these allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, is out the window. They tried to figure out an ingenious way to get him off the ballot. That didn't work. They tried to bring up the Trump when everybody went to the White House, hypothetically, allegedly, supposedly on Trump's behalf to tear down the White House. He never told anyone to do any of those things. In fact, he had a tweet that stated that you should go there peacefully. But the media didn't show you that. Now, did they? So the media has a way of spinning its own narrative. That's why the YouTubers are winning now. Smash that like button if you agree. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's healthy discussion in the end. That's why I see the credibility for CNN. A lot of these media companies, ever since the Joe Jab, and they tried to lie to all of us about X, Y, and Z and what you're forcefully willing to do, now they retracted. Game over. Y'all lost all y'all credibility. Have you noticed online, right, that now, instead of them showing you your numbers of dislike, they only show you the amount of likes that you have? Because the credibility of the world is lost, especially with the media, the 6 media companies that control all of our narratives. And it's funded by billions of dollars. It's part of the machine. So let's give Trump a round of applause. Some can give him a standing ovation. Some can give him a salute. Because now he can really play the game as a politician. And sometimes the best politicians aren't politicians. Let me repeat. The best politicians aren't politicians. Trump is a businessman. Therefore, to me, he's suitable to be the best politician. You know? Now, this is the thing. The things that he's promising, will he deliver? Now, I don't know any president that promised things and deliver. So no one is out the water. We just saying he may be a better suit, a better fit for what the options that we do have. The options that we do have. They try to say that Trump is lying about this, is lying about that, but they quote Biden in so many different lies that it's crazy. You know, so I want to know what you thought about this one. What's your thoughts about the immunity? Was the immunity granted? Was it correct? If you're a Biden supporter or you're on the blue side of things, then how do you feel about it? Leave your thoughts down below. Was this justice? Was this unjust? Should he have been granted immunity? And if so, why and why not? Let's have a conversation. Leave them thoughts down below. I really want to know what you think. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. Tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Peace, blessings, and love. And remember, positivity over negativity always. Bomb.